Hello, and welcome to the Indie Plus exhibition game TLDW version. We're here with...
I'm Aaron Fields.
I'm Jen Martin.
And I'm Sarah Moore.
And I'm Brendan Conway. We just finished a game of Atomic Robo with its designer Mike Olson, and now we're going to do a 5-minute condensed discussion. First, we'll talk about our favorite highlights of the game we just played. Then we'll talk about what you should know about the game, anything that you should be definitively aware of before diving in. And finally, we'll talk about why you should play, the one stunning reason that you should play this game. So without further ado, highlights. Aaron, what was your highlight?
Yeah, I think my favorite moment was at the very start of the game. We were fighting this giant crab robot controlled by a brain in a jar guy, and there was just a whole bunch of mooks as well. These like robot soldier guys, and I loved how all the it was just like a comic book where the heroes are like fighting all these guys, and then they get beat down, and the villains seem to gain all these advantages right at first. So that was great. Where all these mooks just kept getting all these boosts and free invokes on their aspects and everything, and just at the end just used them all at once to dogpile on us. It was great.
I almost feel like you could have stopped the highlight at. We were fighting a crab guy in a brain in a jar. Yeah, no, but that's awesome. Jen, what was your highlight?
Yeah, my highlight's kind of similar. My highlight is when, after I got control of the crab, and he tried to throw Robo, and I was like, that's not happening. And even though he threw like all of his free invokes and everything, it was still like, yeah, no, you can't do that thing. That was really fun.
Nuh-uh, because I'm in your brain. Very nice.
Sarah, your brain with science.
With science. Sarah, what was your
my favorite part was when I was investigating in a scientist's house, and our good friend Barricade was fighting alone downstairs 2 giant war monsters, and I shot an arrow and blew one up because explosions. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, I kind of like that too, because you had to make me not dead. And that was my favorite. My favorite moment was the moment when Mike was like, all right, so only some of you can brainstorm. Some of you have to fight these robots, right? Not everybody can do everything. And he's like, so who's doing what? And you're like, oh, I'm brainstorming. Oh, I'm brainstorming. Yeah, I really need to brainstorm too. And I'm like, great. So I'm fighting these robots on my own. Awesome. Thanks, guys. That was kind of awesome. Really fun.
You did a great job.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I really like absorbing bullets with my abdomen. All right.
I patched you up afterwards, so
that's true.
Let's not get whiny about it. Come on.
So now we're going to talk about what you should know. We're going to talk about something that people should know before they pick up the game, something that you should be aware of. So I'll go ahead and start off. I'd say that one of the big things that you should know, I thought it played great, but I also think it played great because we played with Mike, and Mike knows this down pat. This is built on Fate Core, and it goes up from Fate Core. So you should know that familiarity with Fate Core and with Fate in general is really important to get the absolute most out of this game, because it has really awesome systems that build on Fate Core, that take advantage of what Fate Core can do. But if you're less familiar with Fate Core, this might potentially be a hard place to dive in. If you're running it as a player, it'll be fine. Right, if the person running it already knows it, it'll be fine. But if you're the person who's getting the book, probably you're going to be the one running it, in which case you want to know Fate on it. So Sarah, what's the one thing you would tell somebody that they should know?
I think it sort of builds on what you were talking about, is that if you're really used to, in an RPG situation, playing like a D20-based system, when you are running Fate, the numbers that you get on your roll are much smaller than what you would get on a D20 system. And so at the beginning, it's like, oh, I got a 3, and that automatically, if you're used to a D20 system, makes you think that you failed. But when in reality, in the Fate and the Fate Core system, that could very well get you what you need. It's sort of a mental adjustment to make.
Right, that mental leap to switch to the system. Yeah, that's a good point. Jen, what is the one thing that you would tell people that they should know?
So the thing I kind of missed, right, is when you play Fate at the table, right, you end up with like a giant stack of index cards or post-it notes or whatever, and it's really fun to just be like, yeah, I'm invoking that one right there, right? And so you kind of, like, you can play it on Hangouts, right? But I feel like it's more sort of thematic or maybe something if you play it all together. So.
Yeah, the tactileness of it, to have it in front of you, is a lot easier.
And I do almost all of my non-convention gaming on Hangouts, so Hangout-friendly game is a big deal for me.
Important. So it's important to know that this might not be the most Hangout-friendly game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. And Aaron, what would you say?
So I think one reason that it was great to have Mike running it is, and he knew it well enough that we could play really kind of fast, and we were kind of under time constraints as well, but we could, this really benefits from playing kind of like fast and loose with the rules, not getting really bogged down about, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to take, can I use this skill or can I use this, these aspects and blah, 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 and how far away do I need to be and all this stuff. It's really like all about the action science, right? So being on top of the rules helps, but also just being willing to kind of fast forward and like get to the good stuff, not be too worried about exactly where the rules are going. Don't let I think the rules need to not get in the way of the awesome storytelling.
Yep, that tempo is important to keep up here. All right, great, thank you. And then, why should someone play? What would you tell somebody to get them to be like, this is something I should get? What is the key selling point? I'm going to go ahead and change the order. Jen, what would you tell someone to get them to play?
Well, obviously, you need to play a game that has Carl Sagan and Stephen Hawking's statted. Like, you don't have a choice. It's just, you're compelled.
We're done. You compel. Here's your free point. Play the game.
Exactly.
I see what you did there. Very nice. Awesome. Sarah, what would you tell someone to convince them to play?
Every time I've played Atomic Robo, I've gotten to make up sort of pseudoscience, ridiculous things that I'm interested in having work. Like the one time I played, we made an EMP gun that could do like a directional EMP shots, and this time we made up steampunk cyborg man vehicle monsters. Who doesn't want to do something like that? Like, you get to just sort of, like, you're creating your own sci-fi movie in your head, and I think that's great. Do it.
I think you're right on the money. Yeah. I'll go ahead. Yeah, and I'll actually say mine and build on that, because I think that the brainstorming system in particular, from like a very highly mechanical perspective, the brainstorming system is really neat, really interesting. It's something different from a lot of Fate products, and it does a lot. The fact that we can get to that point where, like, here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact, and then at the end we have to collect them all, and we will inherently, by virtue of trying to make these facts work together, come up with something crazy and fun, makes that one of the most enjoyable and interesting systems. So aside from all of the like crazy zany science fun and the pulp fantasy, I really like that system as one of the most impressive and interesting things about it. And Aaron, what would you tell someone?
Yeah, the thing we didn't get to see much of this in the game itself, but the character customization is really awesome in this game, and how you build your character and you get all these the stunts and like which skills and which modes you're good at is very smooth, and also gets you these really it's very easy to make these extremely awesome characters that are very good at specific things, and like you're good at these action things, and these are the science things you're good at, and these are the whatever the other stealth things or whatever direction you want to take it. So it's really cool.
Getting a really cool shtick really easily. Yeah, it's a really fun.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, that's great. That's it. So the game again was Atomic Robo, the role-playing game, by Mike Olson, and it also has Brian Clevenger and Scott Wegener listed, who are the people who do the actual Atomic Robo comic, which if you haven't read, you should also read. I love it because it's amazing. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to Indie Plus by clicking the button, which I'm going to do this again, is there, somewhere. Click on it because we do more good stuff, more good videos like this, and some of the other people are pointing. Follow their fingers, not mine. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.
Bye.